I am the one who shines through you when you leave me room.
Cancer, selflessness leading to catharsis. Hi everyone, this month we are going to talk about Saint Aiden. Saint Aiden was a saint that was given a role at Lindisfarne off the island of England. Now I know that many of you may know of Lindisfarne as Holy Island, but there are several holy islands of the UK, so we'll call it Lindisfarne. It has this special kind of uniqueness where the tides come in and out, and we actually stayed for a few nights on Lindisfarne, and it's quite something because the tourist tides come in and out as well. They can be there when they can cross the waters, and then they all have to get off.
Yeah.
And you experience something of this breathing, this in and out. So here is Saint Aiden in Cancer with this evolutionary sign of something coming into being and then something going out, the involution and evolution of our development. Now, Saint Aiden played a very interesting role because he had to work with this really political dynamic between sort of Roman Christianity and Celtic Christianity, and he was given the role to kind of hold between these opposing forces and continue something to grow. And I really didn't have an affinity to St. Aiden as a saint, but you spent a lot of time at Lindisfarne and you're much more connected to him as a saint himself.
Well, I was born in Newcastle, and Lindisfarne is 45-minute drive up the coast. And so my childhood, I would, whether we were driving from Newcastle to Berwick-upon-Tweed or up to Edinburgh, but you'd always pass Lindisfarne, and quite often it would be, it's a conical shape because of the castle on the hill and it was always poking out of the mist. So as a child even, it held a huge amount of mystery. And of course, as I grew and learned a lot more about it, to me, it's always been a place of mystery and a place to go to find peace and sanctuary.
Yeah. So there are 3 islands that are, I think, really potent places. One is Holy Island, Lindisfarne. The other is Iona, which we will talk about when we come to St. Columbus. And the third is Bardsey Island of Wales, or it's known as the Island of 20,000 Saints. I've spent time on all 3 islands, and they are absolutely profound in offering a kind of a doorway to these other realms. Now, I would say that in some ways, Lindisfarne is extraordinary because it has this relationship to the nature of these moving tides, this flowing in, flowing out. And I felt like when I was there, the doorways between the sort of spiritual and physical opened and closed. It wasn't something that was consistent. Whereas on Bardsey Island, like the whole experience of being there was being connected to something beyond. And actually very similar to Iona. Very different, but that was similar. That when you're on Iona, you feel like you're walking a different land all the time. Whereas Lindisfarne, it felt like this coming and going, this sensing. And there were moments there that I felt there was extraordinarily profound moments, and then it would close down into this kind of everyday, mundane experience.
In a way, well, when we were there for those few days, when the tides were out and the people could come, and there were hordes of people. And in a way, we were longing for when they'd leave and the tide would come in, and then you were on your own again, and you could walk by the old abbey and then feel that silence and that ancientness. And and then again the next morning the tides would be out and all the hordes would come in. So yeah, there was that sort of sense. But of course, remembering that all those people, many of those people were pilgrims themselves to come and sense and feel the magic and the mystery that is there still, unmistakably so, which is the legacy of Saint Aiden.
But it does actually indicate something about that esoteric reality, that our consciousness affects the collective consciousness. And yes, there are a lot of pilgrims there, but there are also a lot of people that were sort of mystery shopping, we might say. So it gives it a certain quality. Not to say there's anything wrong with that, it's just that I was so aware of this change in atmosphere.
There's definitely that, but I think it's important to realise that, the saints are for everybody, even for those who are not looking for the saints, and that they go places because they know in hundreds of years certain people will be coming there. And you might be coming over to Holy Island for a picnic and a crab sandwich, and a breath of fresh air. But you may go home with a little more than that.
Absolutely. I like that. I like that picture. So, yeah, I know you've written several songs and pieces, but you've chosen one called Lindisfarne Lullaby. It's a beautiful instrumental. It really does connect us to the non-tourist aspect of Lindisfarne.
Yeah, the tide would be in with this tune.
and the island would be cut off from the mainland at that moment. But isn't that an interesting thing? Because we actually can experience this ourselves on the path, the times where we're cut off from the sort of collective story and able to find that absolute peace in the solitude. And then there are times where we are just connected to all the hustle and bustle of daily life. And Lindisfarne really has all of that in the experience.
It does indeed. And yet it's another one of these places, even never mind how thick-skinned you are, you cannot help feel the throb of mystery in that place, and I think that's why it is so popular.
Yeah, that's right. Now, you had one song that you've written that people might want to go and listen to, where you actually mentioned Saint Aiden because he came to you.
Well, it's called Holy Island. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, right. So people can follow that through your website.
Yes.
There'll be a link down below. But this is really connected to the Lindisfarne Lullaby and the quality that we're trying to help support in this experiencing of the experiencing of these exercises. So we're working with cancer, as we've mentioned, and we're working here with selflessness leading to catharsis, which I think is interesting in Aiden's life. What a selfless act, in a way, to juggle opposite points of view to try and hold something. It's an interesting virtue, selflessness. It's not one that's easy come by in our age, in our
particularly
times.
popular.
Not particularly popular. So you might not have a feeling for this virtue. You may need to use one of the others. But if you do have a feeling for that, it could be very potent to use this for the exercise that follows Lindisfarne Lullaby. So enjoy. Lindisfarne Lullaby go, and just feel that resonance of the movement in the soul from the music. And then we turn towards the virtue. It could be that you work with selflessness or another virtue. And again, we build this feeling experience because it is there in us. And that's why we're working with a particular virtue, because it already exists in us. We build that feeling in the heart. I feel this virtue in my heart. This virtue turns to warmth in my heart. My heart's force streams into my hands. My heart's force streams into my feet. My heart's force is a gift from the divine, streaming to the head. I will work with this divine gift. Thus may I hope to become strong.
I am the one who shines through